What up, chat? Thanks for hanging out today. I've got this pizza, but I'm gonna put it off to the side so I may talk to you and all the cool kids over on YouTube. And we are at the last big reveal. I think my NDA is up. Basically asterisk. There's a small asterisk there for everything that I got to see at the summit, and that is backups. Backups are here, backups are available. And so inside this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk backups, and at the very end of the video, we're going to talk about 2 characters that were previewed earlier this morning. And so we have a brand new, just shift left. True, Stormblades, just shift. True. But I guess we haven't seen shift cards. You're right. So I guess there's one more thing I could break on my NDA. If you want that, you can go to patreon.com/TamCardwell, where I break every NDA possible. But that one's only at the $10 tier, so none of you buckers. Anyways, we got this guy right here. This is the article. I'm gonna zoom in. Let's scroll in. Introducing backups from the UVS staff. Let me grab some tunes real quick. Today we're very excited to introduce a brand new card type coming soon to UniVersus. Backups. What are backups? UniVersus is an epic battle between you and your rival, launching massive attacks at one another until a victor emerges. But what if things weren't going that well for you in battle? Who do you go for? Enter your backup. A backup is a new permanent type of card coming to UniVersus in August that represents figures from the worlds we visit you can summon to your side to help you out in a pinch. They remain in your stage until they've helped you win the game, or until your rival defeats them before turning back their sights onto you. Attacking backup. So essentially, they're just basically assets. Is what they're assets. They're allowed to be attacked. Attacking backups. You play backups as a form during your combat phase, just like foundations or assets, and they get built into your stage during the end phase. Unlike foundations, though, they can't be used to pass checks. Bingo, just like an asset. Each backup into your stage with a defined amount of stamina. Once a backup stamina is gone, it's placed into your discard pile. How does a backup lose stamina? Glad you asked. A backup can lose stamina to pay for its abilities. A rival can attack your backup with successful attacks removing that much stamina. Note, your backup is tough enough to fight on its own, so you won't be able to block the attack aimed at it. This is a weird way to phrase this, but you just can't block the thing. When playing an attack, the player must decide if they want to attack the rival's character or the rival's backup. For a first look at these, let's look at them here. So let's just talk about the implications of backups, and let's talk about the implication for backups when it comes to UniVersus. So first and foremost, anything that says if you hit, like, I don't know, Tasty Riff, says response, if this attack deals damage. It deals damage through stamina. It deals damage through stamina. So it's a Planeswalker? It's kind of like a Planeswalker. The big thing about Planeswalkers is, like, they don't tick up and then tick down, but it is a thing that you can aim at. And we'll get to like what the ideas of them are. But anything that says if this thing hits, it works, right? And it doesn't say if it hits a character, like some of these new cards will say. It is if it hits the if it hits, it will trigger. And the other ideas that we have is if this move is not blocked, right? The uncommon Planeswalkers only went down. That's so interesting. I did not know that. Every Planeswalker I've ever seen has gone up and down. And I'll tell you this. You ready? Here's silly break NDA stuff. I didn't see any backups that went up in stamina. They only ever went down. So there it is. So I can use all my Punisher beams to target backups and blow up an enemy foundation. Yes, Agent Winters. Yes. Yes, you can. Isn't that neat? And so I think that backups are kind of silly, right? Tasty Riff. Let's look at this guy. If this attack deals damage, draw 3 cards, add 3 applause counters to your character. If your rival is playing a Tasty Rev deck, you're just not allowed to play backups against it. I'll just have my Tasty Rev. I don't care if it hits you. I just want to draw 3 cards. Great example that we saw in chat was Punisher. Oh, Punisher's Beam. If this attack deals damage, destroy 1 rival foundation. Incredible. And then lastly, if this attack is not blocked and your rival has 8 or more committed foundations, you win the game. So if they have a backup on board and they have 8 committed foundations as Chu, you just get to win the game outright. But how good are these backups? We're gonna find out. So here are the first 2 backups. Let me actually go and pull up a poll. Do you like a Titan small? 4/6, kind of crazy that it's a 6 check. I mean, that's very good. 3 mid block response. After you block with this card, build it at the end of the combat phase. It has 4 stamina. That's what the little green heart represents. And then enhance, commit, lose 1 stamina. So from 4 to 3. This deck is +1 or -1 speed. It's neat. I don't think that this card is going crazy. Let me actually move my poll. Let me move the poll and make you a wee bit bigger, huh? I don't think that this card is absolutely going crazy, moving the needle, but I think this card is fine. I think it's okay. I think as a common, if your deck needs more 3 mid blocks, more 6 checks, and a way to give speed or damage, this is not a foundation that you this is not a foundation that you have to commit in order to do the thing, and you just build it for free. So if a mid block is premium in the format and you want 6 checks, this is not a bad card to have. It just isn't. This just isn't. It is a 6 check and a 3 mid block that builds itself at the end of combat, right? Worse, incubating? No. The thing about incubating is if you commit it, it doesn't do anything, right? Isn't that that symbol? Isn't that symbol on the enhanced commit? Yeah. So you commit this thing in order to get the +1 or -1 speed. It's not going crazy, everybody. It's not nuts, right? But there could be an idea where, like, this card. So here's the thing that I'm gonna laugh at, right? Let's pretend, and I don't know this, right? I don't know this. What if there's a character that says you get something for the amount of backups that you have, right? Like, let's pretend that the Beast Titan does stuff if you have a bunch. This is a good common to play in that character, right? I will block and build this thing for free. Instead of paying the cost here, I pay the cost here. I save myself some health, and accidentally putting +1 speed whenever you got a bunch of Titans in is like, that's cool. It is a cool thing to do, right? It's a cool thing to do. And also, it's a common. Who cares? There are plenty of commons in the set that I will never, in the most recent sets, that I will never touch, right? Let's look at here, common go. How many commons would I not touch from Girl Power? Abrupt Drop. I'm never touching Big Fist Bash. This just isn't a card. This like just doesn't exist, right? Very cool for very cool in limited, not very good anywhere else. I think these backups are fine. On to the next one that we have. Another common. A Titan medium. 4/6, 1 high block. It has 7 stamina. Enhance, commit, lose 1 stamina. This deck gets +2 damage, period. If your rival has 10 or more foundations, this deck gets +2 speed. So you have an asset that just says 7 times per game. You give it your thing 2/2 if they're a deadlock. I think this is fine. I like just yeah, it's just random Titan. Yeah, it is. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny, and we've got him here. He's just chilling in the background. I think we can confirm that this purple color though is the infinity symbol, which is neat. Because I'm pretty sure purple's also on the ODM gear, which is another cool reveal. But this is, I mean, this is fine. I think that this is an acceptable thing to do. I mean, it's got a pretty gnarly 1 high block and a 6 check. There were other cards that we played for 1 highs and 6s. I think these 2 backups will be a lot better if you can play a deck that bottoms out at a 4 check. I mean, I don't disagree with you, right? Right? It's like you if the lowest check in our deck is a 4, like these cool Titan attacks that we've seen, right? I can come here. We'll zoom out just a little bit, and we look at some of these Titan attacks. We had 2 of them, right? It was they're here somewhere, I'm sure. Yeah, if we had the Assault, and we had Colossus Thermal Blast, right? Like these are 4s. It's interesting. Titan Cliff eating good to build these in. Titan Cliff eating. Oh yeah, Titan Cliff does build these in, huh? That's cool. That is cool. Hey, and it's Titan. That's so silly. That's pretty cool. That's neat. With that said, if these never saw competitive play, these two in particular never saw competitive play, that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. I'm sure these are cool for limited. I'm sure these are cool for some commoner decks. I'm sure these are cool for specific. These two suck so much. I just don't like. They're fine. They're not actively bad. They don't hurt you to do it. They're fine. But on to the real thing that matters. The real thing that matters is we were also given 2 character reveals today. But why are we able to block attack for them? Because the rules just say that. How do you feel about revealing splashy new mechanics with lackluster cards? I think it's whatever, Jace. I think it's not that big of a deal. Would it be cooler if the cards were more exciting and like crazy? Yes, but like we have the other end of the pendulum, right? I can tell you. You ready? I can tell you the first backup that we saw. Here, I'll big screen for this. The first backup that we saw out the gate made everybody in the room go, "Oh, that's going to be a problem. Oh, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be very, very good." And I think it was an uncommon. So like we could have, but that backup that we saw was a bad one to start with. I think these are fine because we have to gauge the temperature on whether people are going to even like this mechanic, right? I don't see the fundamental reason. I think it's for game balancing wise, right? I think that if we started with absolutely nutso backups, right? And I don't know if these are true. Like let's say that there's some crazy Falling Skies level secret rare backup that we start with. We just slam it down. These are the backups you get to play with, right? And again, not breaking NDA. I don't know if that's true. There could be. I don't know. And we like that's the one that we showcase, and we go, look how sick backups are. Everybody's gonna go, they ruined the game. It's over. They ruined the game. So I think starting with these pretty lackluster ones is okay. I wish that there was a more in the middle spot where we have backups that could potentially see some competitive play, some backups that are not crazy, but not these backups that are useless, right? These are chaff. Yeah. There is no way they aren't going to errata the ruling that you get on-hit effects for attacking backups. Otherwise, backups are going to be close to unplayable. Agent Winters, how many on-hit effects are in the game? Like, actually, how many on-hit effects are you playing inside your decks? Like, there are some that are really good, but, like, how many are you playing? I think what it actually does, and Age of Wonders, if there is a Toga 3 response, yeah, that's cool. That you made that character that like is fine, right? Is a good character, make a little bit better, right? Waiting for the crazy 6-diff backup? Hell yeah. I think that there's a very cool back and forth that you get to play with when it comes to backup, right? There are 126 cards that say attack deal damage on UVS Ultra right now with the future standard filter. Interesting. And the real question is like, what do those do, right? Because I think the coolest one is like a foundation that could bring life is, I know it has these two, so I will scroll. What happens when Conflict of Ideologies becomes like a relevant card, right? This is a rare from set 3 that has never seen like competitive play. If your deck now, because backups exist, we get to now just like play this, that's cool. I think that there are interesting things that you can do if backups become relevant, that like Conflict of Ideologies like doesn't like, it now gets to see play, right? Tasty of Punisher Beam, Finger Daggers, Knife Edge Deathmatch, not to mention any character response enhanced. It depends on hitting damage like Mina 2. I think it's fine. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. These are not magnets in your hand, right? They do not instantly snap to the board as soon as you draw them. The 2 backups that we've seen have a 1 high block, which is great against Mina 2, and a 3 mid block, which you don't have to respond to build it. Right? There's nowhere I'm playing an asset that says my rival puts 1 card from their hand to their momentum to destroy this asset. What if it said they do that and they lose an attack card? What do you mean? They just lost an attack card. I played that I played that card. The flip effect is really funny in Evil Endeavor 2 Prominence Burn Sudden Assault decks. Sure. But now you can play it in more things. It just needed to say you can't commit this to pass check like Defender on Magic cards. You were replying to somebody else. This is why I'm surprised they didn't rework assets to include backups and not create a new card type overall. I mean, my win-win after thinking about how backups work is I want them to just get rid of assets altogether. I just want assets to not work. I think it's too hard, or they have done a bad job at dealing with assets or giving people options to deal with assets. I just want to take assets out of the game altogether. I like the idea of backups being able to be attacked. Get rid of the green cards, leave the pink cards. I'm down. There's Tam's hot take of the day. Tam hates Mimic confirmed. Wants to get rid of assets. My Mimic though. See, the thing is I've got 2 opinions on that. One, fuck them. It's fine. Get rid of it, right? There's some characters that like they got hurt. Who cares? And 2, like, wouldn't it be cooler if like they made a new Mimic that said you could commit backups in the same way, right? Response after you check it back. Like, just take the word asset on Mimic and just like make it backup and you're fine, right? Like, run it. And 2, I think that how hard is it to like, how many times are you just rolled by Mimic because there's no way to deal with his assets and he's playing the game like everybody else? He's just playing the game like everybody else. I don't know. I'm a big fan of I'm allowed to, all of my attack cards are now ways to interact and have a choice to fight the backups, right? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Where's my Pokemon trainer who loves backups? That's what I'm saying, Psycho. There's just a lot of space. I want to go ahead and move on though to the character cards that that have been previewed, and we're gonna start with the Big Mouth Titan, my favorite Titan. This is a 6-hand size, 31 health character, has the Chaos and Fire symbols. Everybody was correct. I believe that they are doing 2 symbols on all of these Attack on Titan cards. Enhance your turn. Your attack gets 2 damage. If you have not added any cards to your momentum this turn, add the top card of your deck to your momentum, period. So just enhance, all of your moves get 2 damage. And then the first time you use this, you just slam a momentum for free. Good for Echo, good for any EX or powerful or whatever. So it's +2 and then get a momentum. I was driving, believe assets for terrain. I love that, actually. I'm down. And then form, once per turn, discard a card, add a card from your momentum to your hand. So just like trade this card for this cool card that I've gotten randomly off the top. My question for you guys, do you like this character? Do you like this character? My personal opinion is this guy isn't exciting for me as a character to play. I didn't watch Attack on Titan and go, that's the Big Mouth Titan. Oh, I'm so excited to play him in the card game. But like, the ability on this guy is not bad, right? I think that like just +2 damage on all your moves is very good. Snapping a free momentum once per turn is very, I mean, Jester does that, right? Jester snaps a free momentum once per turn. Jester gets a bonus of a bonus turn. Denki 2 gets a bonus on the other turn. But just like form once per turn, this card is now this card is very good. I do kind of wish that this form wasn't enhanced so I could pick up a momentum on block, right? But maybe that was too good. Maybe that was too good. All in all, I'm not excited to play this character, but I think this character is fine to play. I think there's certainly some schmoves this character can do. But we'll move on to the character I actually care about. The character I think is very good, Hans. Hans is a 632, which is just a ton. Has the Fire and Order symbol. He's a garrison character. After a block is played, add 1 wall counter to this character, period. Your attacks, as a static, your attacks get 1 damage for every 2 wall counters on this character, maximum 7. So this attack, if 14 blocks have been played, my blocks or your blocks, all of my moves get +7 damage, and it is a static, which means that it will always work. And then enhance, return this attack to its printed speed. A classy Monetto 1 enhance. Enhance, commit my character. This thing is now printed speed. Do you guys remember whenever Monetto 1 was a pretty good defensive character and he only gave +2 damage to all of his moves? If I'm just playing good defense as Hans, and I'm constantly I block 4 times, all of my moves get the +2 damage. Or if 4 blocks happen, it happens. And that is not to imagine, right? That wall counters aren't added elsewhere, right? How will it be easy to add more wall counters? Will there be attacks that say, if this attack hits, I don't know, something. If this attack hits, gain 2 wall counters. That's just +1 damage for the rest of the turn. This character can be a flash character if we wanted to, because this is a static and an enhanced that like I just don't care about. This man's gonna slam the biggest walk dogs. That's what I'm saying. I think this character is very, very cool and very, very cool. Very, very good. The only issue that I have with it is I hate counters. I hate counters. But there it is. There's the news for today. We got 4 fresh cards and a brand new mechanic of backups here in UVS games. Would love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on it. I am gonna sit here and have a very very fun conversation with my Twitch chat as we talk about it for I don't know, the next 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna get into an awesome top 8. So if you're not over here live on the discussion, and you're over here on YouTube, come join me over on twitch.tv/TamCardwell. Would love to see you. All right, goodbye, everybody.